So if the sun is our light that shines into the world, the earth is where we ground and balance that light. And in today's transit, you can see where we have our stability is in a gate that is very much about profound depth. This is the well, the necessary and qualitative foundation that is a prerequisite to establish the common good. And this, Ra would call it a gate of black magic, as in form magic, as in earth magic. Think about the deep, dark caves of the earth, or where we might potentially recognize what has been spoiled and what has been corrected, and use our awareness, our potential awareness, and a profound taste for the depth of the experimental process to recognize what needs to be practiced, what skills need to be honed through that ability to recognize. What are the patterns of possibility for simplifying or even dumbing things down to the essence, to the core, getting it so deep and so profound into our available awareness? So here, where we have this line in the gate of depth, is in the second line of degeneracy. Pluto exalts this line. The awareness that to successfully establish a new form, one cannot neglect the most positive attributes just to accommodate inferior elements. This would lead to deterioration. So what happens? A confidence in awareness to resist inferior influences. And this is the profound depth of the potential awareness for what naturally might be something that we could express into the world, our depth, to resolve our fears of inadequacy. Now, on the flip side, we have Venus. Venus detriments this line. We have the misguided urge for harmony that degenerates when associated with inferior values and into decadence. In other words, a lack of confidence in awareness that invites interference and decadence. It is at this point that if you are new to human design, you might think, well, what does this really mean? Exalted and detriment. In the exaltation, you could think of it as the collective world at large, idolizing, fantasizing, wishing, hoping, dreaming, expecting great things from the exaltation. Loving, praising, honoring, obeying anything with an exaltation. So we could call it, quote unquote, I'm doing air quotes right now, good, as far as the collective value judgments of our world impresses upon these line values. And when we see the detriment, people oftentimes look at that and say, that's bad, or that's wrong, or even, heaven forbid, please don't believe this lie that is out there that someone is teaching. The detriments are not self. In fact, if you have a detriment, as is the case with our transit right there, you will see in your own design that these are very honest and real and true and authentic aspects of who you are. That is there for a reason. In order for you to learn something and grow through it, or offer your support in this case. And it is part of what makes you you. So oftentimes when we first come to human design, people look at exalteds and they love those. They look at detriments, they don't love those. They don't love those. It's really important that we embrace everything within the design as what we are to the sum totality. Not taking one aspect and getting hooked, our mind especially hooked on that aspect, and wishing, hoping, praying, yearning, longing that that aspect isn't there. I remember when I first came to human design, that was something that really disturbed me. All these exaltations and the one pesky detriment. Why am I like that? Or other people say, why are you like that? Well, I gotta tell you, if it's in definition, that's why you're like that, because that is who you are, and that is what is required in order for you to fulfill your highest purpose and potential. Okay, so that was the Earth. Earth, which is what makes us so different and so unique. Always oppositions in the wheel. So I want to flip now to show you something in our Rave mandala wheel. Because it's not just the body graph. When you look down at that map, look out at the wheel. And what are those planets doing? Where are they hanging out? Who are they in relationship with? Or who are they about to be in relationship with? Are they moving forward? Are they moving backwards? At this moment, we don't have anybody except for the nodes, which always move backwards. We don't have any of our planetary activations in retrograde. But I gotta tell you, we will soon. So watch for that. Watch what happens when a planet moves backwards and redoes something it just went over. Very interesting, very powerful retrograde energies. And always taking it into context in your own design. See what it does to your own design. This is where we have a profound learning about the helplessness and the choicelessness with which we are all experiencing and bombarded by. You get to see the secret game codes, the key codes to map your reality. So if you're having a particularly challenging day, I know last week I have the 28 and the 38 was there. Woo! Was I having some challenges? Yeah, some challenges. All right. So the thing I wanted you to see as we look at this map, look at where the sun shines. Here in Aries, fiery, energy, where we have our sun. So it's the start of a new beginning, a new era that we're entering into. And you have all of these planets. It's like the sun is leading the troops. All of these planets right behind. All of these planets. In a quarter of the wheel that is purpose fulfilled through mind initiation of mind into the form. And where the form sits is down here. And that is where we're headed to. See the nodes of the moon? See the node of the moon? This is the south node up here in a quarter that is about death and rebirth. This is literally where Hades sits in our archetypal Godhead, God figurehead, to understand that we're moving from something that is profoundly mutative and transformative into something that is empowering our form. And why? To individuate, because that is what this channel is about, into something that is even more different. Because what do we have here? We have the channel of structuring a design of individuality from genius to freak. And so we have everyone talking about these new structures, these new forms. We have things that are being broken down. Pluto transforming death and rebirth, transforming our limitations, and rebirthing us anew as a species. And we have our Earth, what we were just talking about, our Earth over here. Lonely Earth, no planets nearby. The Earth in the quarter of duality, purpose fulfilled through bonding. The Earth is in Libra. As you can see, we have this profound depth that is being grounded, and all of these branching out like a kite, all of these planets that are focusing their grounding into the Earth.